at a scene on the city's northeast side overnight. Why crews are calling this fire suspicious and why they say it posed such a challenge.
He was something to us. He mattered to us.
Family and friends demanding answers this morning after Houston police shoot and kill a man while serving a warrant. New body camera footage shows the moments leading up to that shooting. RJ Marquez has this story in your morning headlines.
Plus, could there be new hope for a cure for Alzheimer's? New research underway right here in San Antonio that involves deep brain stimulation. The UT Health neurosurgeon who performed the operation joins us live for details.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Friday the 18th.
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. Cold 35 degrees this morning. Well, yesterday we didn't even need a jacket at this time.
That's right. And it caught a lot of people off guard late in the day, even though it was in the forecast. We had that strong front move through. Where are we at today, Justin Horn?
Well, you guys are spot on. It's cold out there. We've got wind chills in the 20s still at this hour. Now, it is going to warm up a little bit this afternoon. And here's some good news. We'll see less wind today. I know we're kind of tired of the wind. It goes away. The weekend looks pretty good. Here's a look at the numbers right now. 35 degrees here in town, 34 Kerrville, 30 in Rock Springs. In the forecast over the next 3 days or so, less wind today, 59 degrees, 65 tomorrow, close to 70 by Sunday. We will see more clouds and more humidity. And next week, well, there's a lot going on next week. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Wind gusts still there. We're still gusting to about 20, gusting to 18 in Gonzales, but these winds are not as strong as they were overnight. Here's a look at the wind chill values. 26 here in town. Feels like 25 in Kerrville, 23 in Fredericksburg. So still a chilly morning. And I would say you'll probably want the jacket through much of today. Now, what those winds did do yesterday is kick up Mount Cedar. And I hear a chorus of boos. I can just hear it at home right now. 590. Molds are low. Hopefully this is Mount Cedar's last gasp. I know we said that a couple times, but I really mean it this time. I really hope so. All right, forecast. 59 degrees this afternoon. Mostly clear skies. North winds 5 to 15 miles per hour and gusty. Next week, as I mentioned, a lot going on. We're going to show you that 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit. But let's get over to Steven now. Hopefully a quiet Friday, Steven.
It's been that way, Justin Horn. Right now we're taking a look at the roads. 37 at Houston does look pretty quiet from these TransGuide cameras, but looks can also be a little deceiving here. Although the roads are quiet, there's still some issues out there the drivers want to be aware of as we take one last final look at this traffic. Now, bird's eye view of the map does show a few icons. Mainly stalls are the issue at this hour. But let's bring you in here to 35 because we did have a crash, or two crashes actually, that had caused some slowdowns there along 37, 35, and right there at 35 at New Braunfels. But those southbound lanes had a big stretch of yellow that looks like it's quickly improved. As I mentioned, stalls are the issue right now. This one here, for example, off 410 westbound at Espada the Drive has been there a while, but let's take a big drive over here to the northwest side because this stall that's been located here is causing some slowdowns in the westbound and the eastbound lanes of 1604 right there at I-10. But it looks like it's improving, so nothing too drastic. Although these issues are still out there, it doesn't look too bad. Friday has been off to a good start. I think we're all ready to drive off into the weekend, guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
Let's look at today's 9 at 9. The efforts to de-escalate tensions at the Ukrainian border continue this morning. President Joe Biden will speak with transatlantic leaders today about the renewed Russian military buildup along Ukraine's border. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris is traveling to Germany to speak with national security officials from around the world.
While COVID cases are dropping around the U.S., officials continue to monitor the stealth variant, or BA2, which is 30 to 50% more contagious than the Omicron variant. The good news, health experts say we have the tools to fight the virus.
The former Minnesota police officer who pulled out her gun instead of taser during a traffic stop is expected to be sentenced today. Kim Potter was found guilty of murdering Dante Wright last year after shooting him while yelling taser. She claimed to have grabbed the wrong weapon. Wright's family have asked for the strongest and most just sentence possible for Potter.
Reports of sexual assault are increasing sharply at American military academies. In the last academic year, 161 reports of sexual assault were filed at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, the U.S. Naval Academy, and the Air Force Academy. The Department of Defense says it's unclear what has led to the increase.
Kraft Heinz could be raising prices on grocery items for a second time this year. The company makes things like Philadelphia cream cheese, Oscar Mayer, Capri Sun, and Kool-Aid. The company says the steeper prices will help offset its own higher costs brought on by inflation.
The IRS ramping up its effort to address a massive backlog of tax returns and correspondence. Officials say the agency is set to stand up a second, quote, surge team for this purpose. The IRS has already redirected about 1,200 employees back into entry-level clerical positions. Their job now, to manually file paperwork and answer phones in an effort to shrink the backlog.
The FDA is warning parents to double-check labels if they're using powdered infant formula. The popular powdered brands at issue are from Abbott Nutrition, labeled Similac, Alimentum, and Elecare. The FDA is investigating whether formulas made at a facility in Sturgis, Michigan could include dangerous bacteria. There have been reports of 4 infants hospitalized and 1 death in 3 states. Details about this recall can be found on the FDA's website.
If you're thinking of joining Amazon Prime today, it'll cost you more than yesterday. Earlier this month, the e-commerce giant announced the price for an annual membership will go up $20 from $119 to $139, and the monthly fee will go up $2 from $12.99 to $14.99. The price hike takes place for new members starting today. For existing members, their price change will happen in late March.
A 24-year-old woman from Puerto Rico is Victoria's Secret first model with Down syndrome. Sophia Harao appears in a diverse campaign with a group of others to promote the lingerie brand's new Love Cloud collection. In 2020, she became one of the few models with Down syndrome to walk in New York Fashion Week. And that's today's 9 at 9.
Top stories we're following today: an overnight fire not going down without a fight for San Antonio fire crews, and now investigators are calling that situation suspicious.
The fire first broke out around 10 last night at a commercial structure on the city's northeast side. Here's a look at the scene on Old O'Connor Road. It took hours for crews to extinguish the flames. Not only were there high winds and chilly temperatures, but crews also could not find a source of water that was close to the scene.
Fire crews spent all night watching hot spots, even showing up again early this morning. Investigators say they're questioning someone hoping to get information about what started the fire. We'll update you with anything we learn online and, of course, on the news at noon. Also new this morning, an arrest made at a robbery case at a local Best Buy store. 24-year-old Oliverio Rogel is charged with aggravated robbery. This happened back on December 29th. Now, according to an affidavit, a store employee noticed Rogel putting merchandise into his backpack. When the employee confronted Rogel, police say that he pulled out a large knife and started yelling. Rogel then ran out of the store with the stolen merchandise. All of this was caught on surveillance video, which helped lead to his arrest. Police say Rogel claimed to have PTSD during the robbery.
And police want you to take a look at this picture. This is 15-year-old Angelina Medina, and she is missing. She was last seen Wednesday on Merida Street. That's near Martinez Park on the city's west side. She's 4'9", has a septum piercing. If you have any information that could help police find her, you are asked to call SAPD's Missing Persons Unit at 210-207-7660. In your morning headlines, new officer body cam video shows what Houston police say was a shootout that led to a man's death, and dozens of officers in California charged in a massive fraud scandal. And the curious case of a beloved mascot who disappeared is now a case closed. RJ Marquez joins us now in the studio with those stories and more. Good Friday morning to you, RJ.
Yeah, good Friday morning. This case, of course, swept the nation, but there is good news this morning, so we'll give you guys an update to that here in just a bit. But of course, we start, guys, in Houston, where police body cam video, you can see this video behind me, shows the moments where a 27-year-old man was shot and killed by officers as they were attempting to serve a warrant. And a warning, some of this video may be hard for some people to watch. The video was just released and shows different officer body camera angles from the scene when Sherion Lockett died in front of his family home on February 7th. The warrant for an aggravated robbery charge was filed 3 days before the incident. Lockett's family said they received a call from police about the warrant less than an hour before the shooting and claimed that Lockett was ambushed outside his home. The family is accusing officers of firing at Lockett first, but the chief said that this video here shows that Lockett actually shot at them multiple times before officers could get out of an unmarked vehicle.
He stepped out and began firing upon officers as he moved towards his front door. 4 officers responded by discharging their duty weapons towards the suspect, striking him.
Nobody presented him with a warrant. And to drive by and shoot him and don't say anything and shoot him down like an animal in his front yard.
All right, so the family there rallied last night in memory of Lockett. So the family is planning to sue the officers involved. And one of the lawyers says that when police arrived on the scene, none of them identified themselves as officers. And again, they were in an unmarked vehicle. Now to California, where dozens of current and former state highway patrol officers there are facing charges this morning for a massive fraud scheme. They're accused of milking the clock and stealing hundreds of hours of overtime. A total of 54 current and former officers have been charged in this case. Investigators saying the theft and fraud totals more than $226,000. The state attorney general's office says this investigation was launched in May of 2018. And during that time, multiple officers in the East LA station were suspected of recording additional overtime hours when they were assigned to provide protection detail for road construction crews.
The fact that the charges are this broad, that it's more than just one or two people, indicates that there was potentially a systemic problem, and frankly, a systemic problem of corruption. We could be talking about serious sentences, and particularly when we're looking at aggravating factors like the fact that, again, we're dealing with abuse of the public trust.
So those officers charged who are still employed by the Highway Patrol are now on administrative leave. Two of the defendants in this case were also charged for taking money to falsify documents to register exotic cars. All right, and speaking of exotic and luxury cars, take a look at this video behind me. Some of them might be up in smoke this morning after a cargo ship full of these vehicles caught fire. You can see right there, right in the middle of an ocean. The 650-foot long ship caught fire in the North Atlantic on Wednesday, and you could see smoke could be seen for miles away. Officials say that the fire broke out in the cargo hold. The flames spread quickly and forced the 22 crew members to just abandon the ship. The ship was carrying Porsches and other cars from Germany to Rhode Island. The crew was safely picked up and taken to a hotel. The ship's owners had to arrange to get it towed while it continued to burn. So no word on how many vehicles were lost there or the amount of damage left to this ship or those cars. All right, guys, and finally this morning, an update to that scandal that caught the nation's attention. Yes, but we can all breathe a sigh of relief today because Dylan Pickle, the beloved and sometimes controversial mascot of the Portland Pickles, see my guy right here, is back home safe this morning. So the Pickles are a minor league baseball team and claim that someone found him on a city bus, then brought Dylan to a Voodoo Donut shop. Steph, are you laughing? Do you see these details not adding up here? Okay, so this all started when they say the mascot was stolen from outside the team's office front door last week. The mascot was traveling during the off season and got lost in the cargo hold of a plane. Dylan's just all over the place. He was found and sent to the team office. However, a man was seen on camera, you saw that video, taking the package from a porch before they knew that it was there. A police report was filed, and 9 days later, Dylan has found his way back home.
Unnamed individual, unidentified, but he did mention to the Voodoo staff that he just wanted Dylan to return home to the Portland Pickles. He wasn't interested in any of the rewards, but apparently it was found on a TriMet City bus. And he mentioned that there was some kids that were messing around with it, but had left it on the bus. And by that time, he went to check and see what it was. Realized it was the Portland Pickle, and knew that we had an affiliation and partnership with Voodoo Donuts. So came and dropped it off here.
All right, you can see Dylan Pickle there just agreeing to everything. And guys, of course, there's been no shortage of pickle puns with this story. Portland officials saying that they are relishing this good news.
Bravo.
And I guess you can also say that Dylan also got himself out of a real pickle.
Aw. Well, we're glad he's home.
He is home, yeah. And again, I don't think that this was a stunt because they filed a police report. I would assume that they'd get in some real trouble. But
yes,
he's talking about like their partnerships with Voodoo Donuts. I mean, it's a little convenient. But still, glad to see Dylan back.
They were treating it awfully seriously, weren't they? He's like, well, he's home. Yes.
He's home now, though.
Yeah, Dylan is back. Good news.
Thank you, RJ.
Thanks, guys.
9:12, about 36 degrees still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Could deep brain stimulation be the answer to curing Alzheimer's? A local medical team at UT Health just performed a first-of-a-kind operation to find answers. Hear from the doctor live in our next half hour.
But first, a new program ready to get underway here in San Antonio aimed at helping people find jobs. Details on how that'll work next.
I see the
Hi,
lows,
Justin.
the lows behind you.
Yeah,
What a
it was cold
surprise.
this morning. It was cold. It did. I feel like it did catch people a little bit by surprise yesterday. Even though we talked about it,
Right.
it came quick. You got the gusty winds and it turned cold.
I found myself telling some of my friends, weren't you listening to Justin? Weren't you listening to Mike?
Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
And that kind of stuff sounds so much better coming out of her mouth.
I know. I'm not going to say that. No. Let's take a look at the lows this morning. 34 degrees here in San Antonio, 30 Bernie Stage, 28 in Kerrville, 31 in Hondo. Yes, it was cold, and several places in the hill country did get down to freezing, if not below. 27 Fredericksburg, 27 in Rock Springs. Now, we are starting to turn a corner now, and we'll see a nice warm up today. It's not going to be warm like yesterday, but we'll get into the 60s or close to it, I think. 35 degrees right now, northerly winds at 14 miles per hour, gusting to 20. So the winds are still breezy, but not as strong as yesterday as well. 36 Comfort, 34 Kerrville, 37 Canyon Lake, 35 in New Braunfels. It's 42 right now down there at Stinson, 39 in Carrizo Springs. And there's a look at the wind chill. This is what makes it feel so much colder out there, those gusty winds. Feels like 26 here in town. Feels like 25 in Kerrville in Fredericksburg. If you're heading out to the rodeo today, it's a pretty good day for it, but you probably will want a coat, at least initially. And then by tonight, you'll want one again because temperatures will fall off into the 40s by 10 p.m. We should top out again close to 60 around the 4 o'clock hour. Northerly winds will stay in that 5 to 15 mile per hour range. And here's a look at the forecast for the area. Upper 50s, close to 60 today, and then tonight we fall right back down into the 30s. I think the hill country probably will see a freeze again. San Antonio will be right on the line. We're going 33 degrees here tomorrow morning, and then we warm back up into the mid 60s. Saturday looks awesome. We'll see light winds, mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the mid 60s. You can't beat that in February. Dew points. They are low today. They'll be low tomorrow. Sunday, though, these dew points start to come up. Moisture starts to shove in here. We're going to get more clouds on Sunday, and enough moisture moves in by Monday morning that we should start off with some fog and drizzle. And then there will be some moisture next week before our next big front comes in, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Very quickly, I do want to point out there was several severe weather reports yesterday across the southeast. 4 tornadoes, 1 hail report, 53 wind reports, a lot around Alabama, up towards Tennessee. It was a busy day yesterday. That storm system has moved away, has moved off the East Coast now. Most of the country looking at pretty quiet weather as it stands right now. And so that means we're going to get a good weekend here. As I mentioned, 65 Saturday, 68 on Sunday with increasing clouds and breezy. Down the line, though, we're not done with the cold air yet. Here comes another cold front. This is set to arrive on Wednesday. And this is going to pack a punch. It's going to bring in some temperatures in the 30s and 40s, I think, by Wednesday afternoon. So heads up there. That's what we're going to be watching next week. Could come with some rain and more gusty winds, too. Here's the temperatures over the next 7 days. It's a roller coaster ride. We see those numbers warm up. By Tuesday, we could be talking mid-80s, maybe some 90s on the map. By Wednesday, we're back in the 40s with temperatures probably falling into the 30s by Thursday morning. So there's your change next week. We'll get you prepared now, but we'll have some updates as we get a little bit closer. 82 Monday with that morning fog and drizzle, 85 on Tuesday, and then there's the cool down Wednesday, Thursday with some chances of showers too, guys.
Wow, 80s and 40s.
All of it. You get it all in 1 week.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
And the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. And San Antonio is set to kick off its ready-to-work training and education program in just a few weeks.
City Council just approved over half a dozen contracts that were needed to get things started. City Hall reporter Garrett Berger tells us how it all breaks down.
Approved by voters in November 2020, SA Ready to Work is now ready to go.
So if you're listening out there, San Antonio, this is a game changer.
The city is projecting more than 28,000 people will enroll in certification or degree programs that will lead to jobs in in-demand fields. The goal is for the $183 million program to cover most tuition gaps left by other grants and financial aid.
To be eligible for the program, you have to be a city resident who's allowed to work in the U.S. You can't already be enrolled in college courses, and your household income can't be of more than 2.5 times the federal poverty guidelines. That's about $34,000 for an individual.
The city has trumpeted its partnerships with local employers who have pledged to hire program graduates. and whose guidance helps determine what kind of training is offered.
As they begin to tell us, here are the occupations that are most critically in need, here are the skill sets, the credentials that individuals need to have to obtain those jobs.
Though the city will bankroll Ready to Work with sales tax dollars, it is contracted with 4 different groups to actually handle the intake and case management: Workforce Solutions Alamo, Alamo College's district, Restore Education, and Project Quest.
If you're looking for a job, if you're looking for training, Project Quest is the agency that you would go to get that information, access those services, access the funding.
You'll be able to go through any of these groups to get into the program. Enrollment doesn't begin until April, but you can pre-register by calling 311. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Nearly a dozen people behind bars this morning connected to what Bexar County deputies call a human smuggling case. How deputies were able to bust the operation. Next.
Welcome back, 9:25. 9 people in custody this morning after a human smuggling bust in southwest Bexar County. Sheriff's deputies and federal agencies zeroed in on 3 different sites for this bust.
And as John Paul Barajas explains, this bust comes after weeks of surveillance.
A human smuggling bust turned into 3 scenes, the biggest at a home in southwest Bexar County near Somerset. The second, not far from that home, just up the road. And the third was a traffic stop of an 18-wheeler on the 410-35 interchange.
Today we developed some intelligence that there may have been some stolen vehicle involvement along with some smuggling operations. And so our organized crime group converged on this area.
Sheriff Javier Salazar explained they were able to bring in 9 suspected human smugglers, 15 victims, and $60,000. At this time, all the victims seemed to be okay and were supposed to be heading north, some as far as New York. They're all now in Homeland Security custody. Sheriff Salazar adds, in searching the home off of Briggs Road, they made an interesting find.
There was a pretty sizable altar to Santa Muerte, which is the patron, what's considered to be the patron saint of drug smugglers.
Although no drugs have been found in this bust yet, he is confident this group that was stopped today is part of a much bigger organization.
Once we gather intelligence from a case like this, we feed it to all the partner agencies, and then everybody starts working from their end. And so from here, investigations like this tend to spiderweb out. And so absolutely, I think this one's not over by any stretch of the imagination.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
There's a lot more ahead on GMSA at 9.
If you're in the market for a new car, it could be difficult to make a decision later. Look at the top-rated vehicles for 2022.
But first, we have a local neurosurgeon on standby to discuss brand new Alzheimer's research underway right now here in San Antonio.
If we see a trouble spot, I will do some research. Right now, looking good at 10 and I-35. Bright sunshine out there. It's a beautiful day in SA. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. For decades, researchers have tried all kinds of ways to treat an otherwise irreversible disease, Alzheimer's.
But a new study underway right now here in San Antonio could have some answers doctors and researchers have been looking for. Neurosurgeons at UT Health San Antonio just performed a first-of-a-kind surgery using deep brain stimulation to treat a patient with Alzheimer's.
For more details on how all of this works and what it means for the future of Alzheimer's treatment, we bring in a doctor who performed that surgery, Dr. Alex Papanastasio. Good morning, doctor.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Well, first of all, did everything go well in that surgery?
Everything did go well. And of course, you're always nervous the first time you're doing a new procedure, but it's very similar to the procedures that we do for Parkinson's disease, tremor, and epilepsy that are very similar. And it did go very smoothly.
Can you tell us more about what this study is exactly?
Yeah, so it's interesting where it came from is that while researchers were looking for a way to treat obesity, some of the patients undergoing brain stimulation said, gosh, I feel a little bit sharper, I remember things a little bit better. And they had the idea of, could this be useful for memory, knowing that the centers involved in eating are near the centers involved in memory. And so what we're doing is we're targeting a brain structure called the fornix, and that's involved in memory along with the hippocampus and the limbic system that you can see on the graphic there. And by putting an electrode by there and then stimulating it with the pulse generator that you see, we're trying to delay the progression of Alzheimer's and prevent early Alzheimer's patients' memory from decreasing over time. And we're looking at a period of 1 year.
And doctor, we kind of mentioned in the intro, but go ahead and tell us how you were involved in the important study and what's your role?
Oh, yeah. So, of course, I'm part of a team that does this study. The principal investigator is Gabriel Dayrowskin, and he's a neurologist who specializes in dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. And so my role, of course, is to do the surgeries for the study. And then, of course, Dr. Dayrowskin does a lot of the follow-up for the patients and the programming of the stimulator. And we work as a team to try and, find out if it works.
What's next for this kind of research and for the future of Alzheimer's treatments? I mean, what's the end game here, doctor?
Oh, well, I mean, our goal, of course, is to slow the progression of memory loss. And in the short term, we've implanted in the study overall, there are 20-some sites where we've implanted 58 patients. In the first 90 patients, we're trying to figure out if low frequency versus high frequency stimulation is better. And then we'll gather a total of 210 patients and follow them for a year. And then we'll have results from this study. From there, if it works, then of course we would hope to be able to offer the treatment to, people, overall.
What kind of time frame are you looking at realistically? Are we talking within decades here or perhaps sooner than that?
Yeah, much sooner than that. I think the time horizon is around 2 to 3 years. We expect to be able to enroll patients over the next 1 to 2 years and then a year of follow-up. Something along those lines. It shouldn't be decades for this. And
you got to be proud to be at the tip of the spear from right here in the Alamo City, Doctor.
Yeah, it's exciting, and we would like to be able to offer it and include, people here in the process of figuring out if it works.
Is it happening anywhere else, though?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's 20-some sites around the world. And, interestingly, as a testament to the strength of UT, one of the sites is right up the street at UT Austin. And then there's other sites around the country.
All right. Neurosurgeon Dr. Alex Papanastasia, UT Health, San Antonio. Have a great weekend, sir.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Thanks for joining us. And taking a look outside with live cam this morning. 38 degrees. Yes, it's cold, especially compared to yesterday, where we were yesterday.
Yeah, we were in the mid-70s yesterday. It is cold, although it is warmer than it was a few hours ago. We are seeing a little bit of a warm up, and we'll see a comfortable day. It's not going to be overly warm. We're thinking temperatures near 60 later today. Let's look at the satellite picture. We've got a few thin high clouds working through the sky at this hour. No rain with these clouds. They're quickly moving east, so we should see some clearing skies. Temperature-wise, 30 in Abilene, 30 in Lubbock, 26 in Amarillo. Cold air has settled in across the entire state of Texas behind that cold front that blew through yesterday. Locally, 37 Gonzales, 35 in New Braunfels, 40 in Uvalde, 43 right now in Del Rio. And there still are some wind gusts there. It's still going to be somewhat of a breezy day, but not windy like yesterday. We'll see gusts around 20, maybe 25. And I think those winds will really start to calm as we get into this evening and tonight. There is still a wind chill. It feels like 26 in San Antonio. It feels like 26 in New Braunfels. It feels like 20 is across the hill country. These numbers will improve too as we get later into today. One more time, if you missed it, Mountain Cedar jumped up again today. Those northerly winds didn't do us any favors yesterday. Jumped into the high category, 590. Hopefully this is just a one-day thing. Forecast 59 by 4 p.m. Mostly sunny. Northerly winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Guys.
Thank you very much, Justin. All right, taking a look at TransGuide, I don't see any backups here, but I've noticed a brief but significant slowdown in East Bexar County at I-10 and Graytown in the westbound lanes. I don't see an accident out there, but they are definitely slowing as you approach Loop 1604 again in East Bexar County. Well, speaking of the roads, finding the perfect car, truck, or SUV can be rather difficult nowadays.
So if you're in the market or will be soon, you want something worth waiting and paying for. Consumer Reports just released a list of top picks, and 12 on Your Side's Marilyn Morris explains.
First, there are the 50-plus road tests. Then Consumer Reports factors in reliability data, owner satisfaction, and safety to come up with its top cars, trucks, and SUVs.
All of our top picks come with standard forward collision warning and automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection. These safety features have been proven to save lives. And new for this year, Top picks are also required to have standard highway speed automatic emergency braking.
If your budget is less than $25,000, CR says the Nissan Sentra is low cost, high value. The Honda Accord is their definitive family car with impressive gas mileage. Even stingier on the gas, the Toyota Prius. It gets you 52 miles to the gallon.
The Prius and Prius Prime plug-in hybrid are the benchmark among hybrids. In fact, the Prius has been one of our top picks for 19 years.
If you prefer an SUV, Nissan's Rogue Sport is top pick for less than $25,000. Bigger budget SUVs include the 3-row Kia Telluride, the Lexus RX, and Toyota's RAV4 Prime plug-in hybrid. If you want to really go green, they say the Ford Mustang Mach-E is a fun drive with SUV versatility. And for truck lovers, the Honda Ridgeline gets their top pick, American-made and a good fit for the commuter, family chauffeur, and weekend warrior. Availability remains an issue and prices keep on climbing. They're up more than 12% over last year. On the bright side, your trade-in is worth more too. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
I'm still struggling to grasp the concept of a crossover SUV named Ford Mustang. It just looks different to me,
right, yeah.
But I think they're selling pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
9:38, about 38 degrees.
And you're watching GMSA at 9. So parents, if you have kids and you have social media, there's a new law in Congress that could help mitigate harmful effects of social media on children. We're going to explain next.
Now to children and digital safety. 2 senators are introducing a bill to help protect kids online.
And one mom influencer is raising an alarm about what can happen when parents post photos on social media.
ABC's Ariel Brashef has the story.
This morning, 2 senators introducing the Kids Online Safety Act, a new bill designed to help mitigate the potentially harmful effects of social media on its youngest users.
We're requiring the social media tech platforms to give option to children and their parents to protect their information, to disable addictive features, and to opt out of the algorithm recommendations that often involve driving toxic content to kids.
Meta telling ABC News they've put several safety measures in place already, and next month plan to roll out parental tools to help set time limits on their apps. Katie Rose Pritchard started her Instagram page 4 years ago to highlight her motherhood journey, all while collaborating with brands and sharing photos of her 4 children to her nearly 100,000 followers.
I would model their clothing or products, even with my children, promoting their brands on my account.
Pritchard says she didn't think much of posting pictures of her kids, but that all changed last December when she discovered their images had been stolen and used to create fake accounts.
They had given us new identities, new names, an entire storyline, essentially pretending, playing like they were us.
It's called role-playing, and it's one of the more sinister sides of social media that Jo Piazza says she uncovered for her hit podcast, Under the Influence.
This is a place where sexual predators can tend to thrive because they're playing with fictional identities of very, very real children.
Pritchard says she reported the fake images to Instagram. Then she wiped all of the images showing her kids' faces off her personal page. Now she only shows photos of her kids without their faces.
I will never know where all of their photos end up. I'll never know what they were really used for.
Instagram's parent company Meta telling ABC News, we remove accounts that impersonate others or use their content without permission, and we remove the accounts involved in this case. Parents can also let us know directly if they want a picture of their child removed from Instagram.
Once our child's image is posted on social media, it is data, and we have to think about it like data.
That was Ariel Reshef reporting, but Meta won't know unless reported by vigilant parents, right?
Right. So
There's the catch.
So if they don't know it's out floating around, they can't stop.
Kind of scary for sure. All right, let's switch gears. Warming up very slowly this morning, and although it is February 17th, it's 18th? 18th, yes. Justin has a month in review.
Yeah, we're just looking back a little bit at the month of February and where we are. And as we've said this whole month, February is an interesting month here in South Texas. We can have a wide range of temperatures. We've been as hot as 100 degrees back in 1996, and we've been as cold as single digits like last year. Right. Yeah. So let's see where we stand so far. We're about 5.2 degrees below average. So technically speaking, it has been a cold month, and most of that was because we had that big cold snap, if you remember, right at the beginning of the month. We got down to 21 on February 4th. We've also had 7 days where we've had freezing temperatures, at least in the morning. So it's been a fairly cold month. Now, next week, we're going to see temperatures shoot up into the 80s, maybe even a few 90s on the map before another big cold snap heads our way. So a lot happening here in the month of February. Here's a look at the time lapse this morning. Beautiful sunrise through some cirrus clouds that have been working through, although those are starting to push east. 35 degrees at the airport. Northerly winds at 14 miles per hour. Dew point is at 22. That number is still very low. We had that dry air surge in yesterday, and it's here to stay for a couple of days. As we look at the satellite picture, there are some of those thin high clouds I was talking about, but they are moving away. If you're west of San Antonio, skies are sunny, and they were clear this morning, allowing those temperatures to really fall. 38 in Kerrville, 35 right now in New Braunfels. It's 35 here in San Antonio. Some 40s from Pleasanton over to Kennedy. And of course, with the breezy winds this morning, we have had to factor that in, and wind chill values have been in the 20s. It is still feeling like it's 26 here in San Antonio. These numbers will get a little bit better as we get later into the afternoon, but it is probably one of those days where you want to keep the light jacket with you. Forecast temperatures this afternoon up around 59 here in San Antonio, 60s out west, mid 50s as you go east. And then tonight, those numbers fall into the 30s. We'll likely see another freeze in the hill country. San Antonio will be close. We're forecasting 33 here in town, and then warming back up into the mid-60s tomorrow. Saturday looks like a gorgeous day with mostly sunny skies and very comfortable temperatures. Sunday will be nice too, although we will see more humidity, more cloud cover, and winds will pick up again. It'll be breezy on Sunday. Could see some gusts up around 20, maybe 25. And by Monday morning, there will be enough humidity surging in here that we should get some fog and drizzle. So Monday will be a very different day in the sense that it'll be humid, it'll be warm, and we'll see some of that damp stuff in the morning for the morning commute. The humidity sticks around through about Wednesday before a cold front comes through, and that brings in a surge of colder air. The satellite and radar right now that don't show much across the country. Our last storm system is moving away, but that cold air, as we fast forward here to Tuesday and Wednesday, surges in here, and temperatures drop again into the 30s and 40s. So it'll be a big change. A roller coaster ride, honestly, as we get into next week. I mentioned those warm temperatures Tuesday up to 85 here in San Antonio, but then we drop off into the 40s on Wednesday and Thursday. Not only that, we'll have some cloud cover, maybe a little bit of rain too. So there's a look at the 7-day forecast to sum it up. 60s this weekend, 82 Monday, 85 Tuesday, and then that big cool down Wednesday and Thursday with a chance of rain, guys.
Something for everyone.
Yes, it is. That's true. Positive way to look at it.
Thank you, Justin.
Yep.
And here's something to make you smile on this Friday morning. A special message for a California boy is shining bright in West Los Angeles.
That's because a fraternity set it up to cheer him up as he waits for a heart transplant at UCLA Medical Center. Lori Perez has the touching story.
So we've seen every specialist from neurology to urology to endocrinology, and pretty much you just had to check off the list like this is okay, this is not okay.
A parent's love is never clearer or stronger than when it's needed most. And for the J family, that moment has come just 11 months into little Dane J's life. Diagnosed at birth with cardiospondylocarpal facial syndrome, a rare genetic condition, Megan and Chris J and daughters Harper and Everly knew Dane would face many health battles, but nothing prepared them for what doctors told them earlier this month.
I looked at him, the doctor sat down in front of me, and I was like, I think you're gonna say something really hard. So I called my husband, I put him on speakerphone, and he said, your son's in heart failure. So it was one of the hardest things I've ever heard, obviously.
Yet as their baby's heart is failing, theirs is filling, as they now see from their third-floor window a love letter from the members of UCLA's SAE fraternity. Dane's name and a big heart lit up in Christmas lights.
My girlfriend Kimmy posted a video of like, hey, here's our boy up there, like give him some love, like see what we can do. And within an hour of her posting that and tagging them, this was up.
He's so little but so brave. I think it's a really unique opportunity where we're in college and everything's fast paced and busy. And it's moments like this where you really kind of it hits you and you recognize, what's important in life, and it puts things in perspective.
The fraternity has connected with young patients at the hospital across the street before, but Dane is special. The guys have visited the family and left gifts. Megan says they wave to her whenever they see her in the window. A mother dreaming, praying that one day her son might be at college like these young men with hearts of gold.
I want, first off, to applaud and pat on the back each and every one of these boys' parents, because I hope my son would do something like this to bless another family. I mean, like I said, he's a baby. They do not need to be worrying about that, and they have just literally put their arms around my family and just shown us so much love.
Oh.
No, I already. I was going to tell you who was reporting. That was Lori Bettas reporting. Wow, that young group of men really making a difference in that family.
And we have an update.
Yeah, we do. So the Jays just learned that Dane made it onto the transplant list, giving them hope that their son will get better.
And we sure hope he does. And well done to the gentlemen of Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity there. Hearts of gold, gentlemen.
Yeah, time now 9:51 and 40 degrees for now.
We'll be right back.
Good morning, guys. Coming up on Live, Tom Holland is with us. We'll talk to Tom about his latest movie, Uncharted. See you soon here on Live.
And coming up tomorrow on GMSA, it's matchmaking for our modern times. We'll show you how science plays a part in pairing people with their best friend. And a quick look at the roads with Trans Guide. Let's look over there at I-35 Nogalitos and I-10 at Woodlawn. Things are moving, not really any problems right now.
And temperatures are starting to warm up. We'll be around 59 this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Another chilly night tonight into tomorrow morning, but a good looking weekend. More clouds on Sunday and a roller coaster ride next week.
Justin, you've been in San Antonio for a while. Steph, you were born and raised here. I lived here in the late 70s, again in the late 80s, and there's a great Then and Now article about our highways and byways on KSAT.com. We love these kind of look backs in history.
It was very cool to see the photos. I'm actually pulling them up on my phone. So the Then and Now showing the transformation of Loop 1604 through the years. And you remember there was nothing out there.
That's right.
I mean,
look at some of these. Like that was Loop 1604 at Nacogdoches Road. I mean, some of these, and that's where they were building one of the major clover leafs, years and years later. That was 1604 and I-10 out there by what would eventually become La Cantera and the Rim. Some of these other interchanges in development, but some of these pictures from back in there's 1604 at I-35 North before the big development, like at the Forum, and of course, way before IKEA.
That's right. So that was the first one was from the 80s, and then the one on I-35 North was, I think, 1972. So it's just, like Mark said, the change is just amazing there. Which one is that one? I'm trying to find it on my phone. That one, 1604 at Culebra Road.
Yeah, that's the one that's really blowing a lot of people away because of how developed it is nowadays. But anyway, check it out on KSAT.com. Yeah, 1604 used to be a 2-lane road. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. It's crazy. Have a great weekend, guys.